Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This infringement of copyright is called fair use, and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news, reporting, teaching, and parody. This means you. You know, you think you see the worst children's cartoon of today with Teen Titans Go, and you'd be right for the most part. That is until you see Pig Goat Banana Cricket. Can we just take the time to talk about the name of this show and how stupidly telling it is? I will say it's accurate in that it's about a pig, a goat, a banana, and a cricket. But think of how telling it is. The show title matches the humor perfectly, and that it's a show that couldn't give a shit about the golden rule of comedy, and it goes out of its way to be random, but ends up just being stupid. The show has a bad tendency to be full of gross out. The intro of the show has the main character surfing on a tidal wave of snot, just to give you an idea. Look, there is a way to do Ren and Stimpy. Uncle Grandpa does Ren and Stimpy just fine, in that it gives an homage to the structure of Ren and Stimpy's shows. They were surreal worlds that took place in their own form of logic, and that's what made it fun to watch. I mean, what other show can you name with a superhero who flies backwards and is made out of powdered toast? I suppose it should be no surprise as to why the writers of the show try to go the Ren and Stimpy route, though. As the show is based on comics the writers wrote for Nickelodeon magazine. I only know this because I was subscribed to Nick Mag until the last magazine of its original run in December of 2009, which I believe I still have somewhere. Anyway, Dave Cooper and Johnny Ryan's first attempt at a show is almost as bad as Steve Dildren's first attempt at a show. However, the concept for Cooper Ryan's show is worse because it's something we've seen before, but worse. It is basically Ren and Stimpy minus what made Ren and Stimpy good. So how bad is Pig Goat Banana Cricket exactly? Well, let's break down the first episode I saw of this atrocity, the Chronicles of Cutesachusettes. We start by seeing a messy house, which was caused by the fact that the 4 dipshits threw a party. They go to spin a wheel of chores, and 3 out of 4 of them hope not getting cleaning the toilet, which prompts the 4th one to predictably get cleaning the toilet. I could make the obvious this show's really going down the shitter joke, but I feel the low-hanging fruit isn't exactly ripe just yet. So before I get too far into this episode, let me explain the 4 characters. Trust me, it won't be hard. TV Tropes does this fairly well without me. Each of these characters have one trope that they're built on and have no differing factors that make them unique. They all sit on one stupid idea and roll with that idea each episode. Pig is our idiot hero in that he couldn't spell his own name, much less save the world. Yet somehow he manages to luck into everything a la Deus Ex Machina. There are correct ways to do the idiot hero, Homer Simpson being a prime example, as most of the time he will work for his success. Pig just lucks into everything. It's safe to assume he couldn't understand any polysyllabic words like bullshit, much less actually know how bullshit his luck is. In other words, you have no reason to root for Pig, because he just lucks into everything. For the example of this episode, he follows a bunny princess that comes out of the toilet to ask for help, so he follows into the world of Cutesachusettes, where the main villain points out she wants a bunch of people in the dark forest to be killed by flaming pickles. Then the idiot gets caught immediately after trying to help the skunkators. And immediately we get a joke about how dumb he is, because that's his only character trait. Goat has what TV Tropes calls a hair-trigger temper, which I suppose could be best described as Ren syndrome. How fitting. She'll blow up at the drop of a hat shown in her scene of fighting Thomas Jefferson, which I am not making up. It happened in this episode shortly after a stupid joke where Goat mentions she has a fear of nickels. Banana is your lazy bum who will do anything in their power to not do anything. His entire role in this episode is to put a jar of peanut butter into a cabinet. But since the writers couldn't let it be that easy, they crank up Banana's laziness so high you'd think that it's his only purpose. Oh wait. It totally is. And finally, you have Mantis, also known as Cricket, despite the fact he is completely a mantis, who is your gadgeteer genius. Think Dexter or Susan when Mary test. They'll build contraptions that will never work because Murphy's Law. And their gadgets are usually so bland and are easy to name. Insert what it does, add Tron after it, then have a number that ends in 1000 for its name. Bonus points for the amounts of adjectives you have before the name. Now let's talk about the anti-humor this show likes to throw around. Well, first off, it's stated before, it's way too reliant on random humor, specifically in what the characters say, and the Family Guy style cutaway gags they do. No, I'm serious, they love their cutaway gags almost as much as Seth MacFarlane does. And when they're not doing cutaways, they're trying to pull off running jokes by doing them one after another. You cannot make a running joke happen if you do it 3 times in the time span of 30 seconds. That's not a running joke, that's ruining a joke. It's the equivalent of telling a joke to a friend who winds up trying to add more to a joke and just winds up killing it, despite how funny it really was. He found it funny and decided to ruin it. That's what the writers do in this episode, and from what I heard, every other episode. I also want to point out some other stupid, pointless things, such as the character Armpit Willie, whose only character trait is that he has armpits that are so long they're sentient, especially when he eats the conveniently plot-relevant peanut butter that Banana has to put away. I don't know if this character appears in any other episode, nor do I really care to watch this show that's this stupid despite the... If you would like to get caught up on future reviews, there's a link in the description below to a Facebook page. Basically, all that I'm going to tell you. I mean, you can follow it, you can get all the updates to future reviews if you care. If not, I'm not going to force you to do it. It's all up to you.